Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Sam Wright.
I'm Brian Allen. With the 2024 general election just about a year out, many constitutional amendments and initiated measures are trying to make it onto the ballot in South Dakota.
And one proposed amendment, though, is catching the attention of the Attorney General's office for possible violations of state law. Cooper Seamer has more on our top story at 6 o'clock. Hey, Cooper.
Yeah, Brian and Sam, one of the proposed constitutional amendments trying to make it onto next year's general election ballot would reestablish the right to an abortion in South Dakota. But groups against the amendment claim its petition circulators have been violating South Dakota law, and Attorney General Marty Jackley is stepping in. While it's the job of the Secretary of State to certify petition signatures, it's the Attorney General's job to make sure that state laws follow through the process.
Those are things that, as Attorney General, from time to time, I've been asked to enforce, and I think it's great to get the word out to just...
Attorney General Marty Jackley sent a warning letter this week to the sponsor of a proposed constitutional amendment reestablishing a right to abortion in South Dakota. In the letter to sponsor Rick Weiland, Jackley writes that the Attorney General's office has received complaints and concerns during the proposed amendment's petition process. Specifically, Jackley says the office has evidence purporting to show unattended petitions, petition signatories possibly signing more than once, and petition circulators providing misleading information to the public. All of these actions violate South Dakota law. For those against the amendment, they say this is accountability for improper actions being taken by the circulators. Life Defense Fund co-chair and state representative John Hansen says the letter is proof that the campaign for the amendment has been misleading people.
So these are all clear violations of South Dakota law, and we're just grateful that the Attorney General has admonished them and told them to give the people the information that they are required to give them.
But Weiland says he wants to see the evidence that the Attorney General's office has before the campaign takes any action.
We'll respond appropriately once, we see the evidence and the allegations that have been made, whether or not there's any credibility to them.
He says they train circulators to follow state law when it comes to getting people to sign the petition, and says they've been giving out handouts of the exact wording of the Attorney General's explanation. While Weiland waits for a response from the Attorney General's office, Hansen says they're getting ready to inspect and verify each signature on their own.
If they are able to submit enough petitions to put this onto the ballot, before that's certified, we will do our own verification to make sure that these signatures are legitimate.
But Weiland says this is just an attempt by those groups against the amendment to prevent it from getting on the ballot and take away the voice of the public.
I think really what's going on here is just this is another attempt to try to impede us from getting on the ballot and giving the voters of South Dakota a choice.
Now, Weiland says that the request to the Attorney General's office is being sent today, and they hope to hear back soon. Now, as far as Weiland knows, that if there's been any violation of state law, he says he's not aware of any, but he does want to see what evidence there is. Brian and Sam.
Cooper Seamer for us tonight. Cooper, thanks.